Hello there, I am ShadeSwift99 and this is episode 2 of Ecocraft. And as you can see, well, you can't really see right now because I'm inside, but it's been a little while since last episode, not too long, and there is a emerald block that just sort of materialized in the middle of my base. Okay, that's fine, I'll have to ask someone about that later. But yeah, I thought today that I could just sort of show you around everything that I've been doing here since last time, and then maybe get into talking about some new stuff. Well, this is Charles the chicken. I don't really know why he's here. Well, I could only find one chicken, so I'm just waiting for him to lay eggs so that I can give him a friend, and then I can maybe set up some kind of an automatic food farm, because right now, you know, I'm food stable, but nothing's automatic. Anyway, yeah, so stuff that's been happening around, I've spread out a little bit, and I've been making just a few little builds away from the main thing that I'm working on, which I will get back to. Yeah, also, I don't know if you can tell, but I did get a slightly better headset, so this one doesn't create awful static every time I don't talk, so I don't actually have to keep talking continuously now, which is nice and non-stressful. But anyway, I've got over here, I built this sort of half-ruined floating farm type of thing for wheat. I just needed a little bit of wheat for animals, and I wanted to make something small, but you know, not one of those generic early game farms that's just, yeah, I went down by the water and I plowed some ground and just put seeds there. I wanted to make it look somewhat nice. And I think it does look somewhat nice. Like, I'm not used to building in cute styles, but I've been told it's sort of cute. So the idea, I think, with this area is that I'm going to do a mix between more modern type of stuff, like what I'm going to be building over there, and this sort of partially ruined, swampy wooden style, with, I guess, the story idea behind that being that this would have been stuff that was already here when I found it, and I just fixed it up a bit. Like, I don't know, there's a witch hut over there somewhere, maybe the witch built some of this and then abandoned it, who knows. But anyway, so that is to feed these guys, which are, oh no, I forgot. No. Okay, 1 second. So the entire thing about this farm is that it works as long as you never approach it while holding wheat. Because the pathfinding for the sheep and the cows makes it so that they will never cross the carpet unless they're being led by something. I don't know why that is. I guess the power of their hunger just makes them able to suddenly overcome their own code and pathfind over things they shouldn't be able to. But yeah, that's actually the first time I've screwed that up, so there's that. But yeah, I've got this whole little island lit up here, and it is an island, so even if some of them do manage to escape, I kind of think they deserve it. Like, if they manage to trick the system and get out, they're not going to get very far because it's an island, but they've earned what little freedom they can get. So, as you've probably guessed, this area here is going to be the main building of my base. Right now it just mostly looks like a square, but I've done a bit more work on it since last time. I've started to drain and dig out the bottom over here because I'm going for, well, you'll see. There's going to be a sort of inverted pyramid type of thing down here with something at the center of it. You'll see what that is. I've already dug the hole for it, but the bottom part, and I've got to be really careful not to fall here because this is spooky. It's gonna get a lot spookier. But yeah, I've got plans for down there, but we'll see. We'll see later. And So up around here I got some sea lanterns. Ace made a guardian farm, so that's been amazing. This season is pretty much just going to be all my diamonds go into Ace's wallet because she's just been doing some amazing things and providing us all with some amazing supplies. But yeah, there's going to be an underground type of section down there, and then all around these corners there's going to be 4 towers, which I haven't yet outlined. And my goal is to just kind of get this done as soon as possible so I can start filling it up with fun stuff. And by fun stuff I mean lots and lots of redstone. I'm warning you right now, my style for that, it might not all be useful redstone necessarily, but it sure is going to be fun. I've got a lot of plans, and I think it will be, just very neat to work on to try to test the limits of exactly what it can do. Speaking of redstone, I can show you, I've done a little bit already over here. Whoops, boats are hard. Yeah, I've just made a little sugarcane farm over here. I probably should have waited until I had better tools and more supplies to make it because it took longer than it probably should have for how easy it is. But I just really was excited to get into the enjoyable bits, and for me, getting good tools is not as enjoyable as doing this stuff. So I am going to enclose it eventually because not enclosed farms bother me. There's going to be a building around it. But as you can see, it's just really simple. It's my own design. There's just a square around here, and then when the pistons fire, the sugarcane is pushed in the water here into that hopper. Oops. And you might be thinking, but Shade, you're going to lose almost half your items because they're going to fall onto these blocks. And you know what? You were completely right. When I designed this farm, I forgot that I didn't have slime yet, so I did lose a lot of items, but I set up a collection system down here. There's just a minecart going around the bottom there, and so that actually increases the rates by a lot because it picks up the items that fall onto here. And once I enclose this thing, then there will be less spots for items to spray out, so that should increase the efficiency even more. I think it does just over 2 stacks an hour now, I think. It's hard for me to measure that because the server likes to kick me out whenever I AFK for more than an hour. But I think it works for my needs now, and I'm pretty happy with it. The plan is to eventually pipe the sugarcane down from there. I'm going to dig a tunnel underground and have it go into a storage system over at the main base so it can all be gathered in one spot. And the best part about it is that it's probably actually been generating things as I was working on the base over there because it's definitely close enough to be loaded. Let's see if I can catch this cart as it goes by. This is another reason why I really need to get the storage system done. Yep. Oh, there's a... Huh. Now that is interesting. I think a new person was in my area recently and they must have killed a wandering trader. Oh yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. But yes, definitely not finished. Now the only other redstone thing I've managed to do so far is I made a small sorting system for a skeleton farm that Ace built. It's down a pretty long mine shaft though, so I'll catch you once I'm done running down that. So here's the skeleton farm, and the redstone sortie bits are all down here. Again, yeah, not normally that light, but once you open it up it gets a little bit bad. You've probably seen a million of these before, it's really nothing new, but I can just run over it a little bit on the off chance you haven't, and because I kind of like explaining this stuff. So that hopper right there, that's underneath the skeletons, so when I take a swing, the items fall and they go through that line of hoppers, And then in here is an item filter. So this has, you know, exactly 41 of whatever the item is that I'm trying to keep, so that when any more go in, that comparator puts out a signal that's strong enough to wrap around down here and turn on, I don't know if you can see, or rather turn off those redstone torches, which unlocks those hoppers. So that means that the items can then flow down into those hoppers and into the chests that are on the other side. So currently that means that I'm keeping arrows and bones, although I'm considering not keeping arrows anymore because the amount of arrows I'm getting is getting a bit insane and I don't really have a use for them since I've got infinity. And then that also means that all of the armor and bows and all that nonsense that you get from the skeletons flows through here and goes in here, where it's spat out. There's some lava over there, and those items are just destroyed. I know I'm probably going to get people saying that, well, you can disenchant those for XP, and yes, I can, but this thing gives me enough XP that I don't really need to. And a lot of arrows. One of these days I'm going to figure out a use for them. Maybe. Probably not. Hello again. We are back in the mesa by spawn, which we're going to be using for a shopping district. And I haven't actually been back here very much aside from buying the sea lanterns for my base, so I'm excited to see what people have already been doing. I have an idea that they've already been up to amazing things. They always are. Oh yeah, so this would be Ace's Guardian shop. It's already here, looking all nice, not much around it currently. Yeah, so that's where I bought my sea lanterns. It's even nice on the inside. See, I can make things look kind of nice from the outside. It's the inside that I really have to work on. But, oh yeah, there's a new shop, I think, over here. It just sprang up today. It's for banners and wool and that type of thing. Guess there's a portal over there. But what I'd like to do is I want to make my own shop because I don't want to be left behind in the economy around here, especially since I'm going to be buying a lot of what I need to do my own projects. But remember what I said last time about making a slime shop? Well, it turns out that one of the main recommended components of a slime shop is in fact slime, and I've started digging out a slime farm, but it's going to take a while before it's actually functional. So I figured I'd switch tracks a little bit. You might be given a clue by some of the stuff I've got here in my hotbar. So I've already got lots and lots of paper from the sugarcane farm, and I'm going to be building a creeper farm. So I figured I'd pick a spot and get started on a rocket shop. Alright, so the rocket shop is complete now, and I'm fairly happy with how it turned out. You know, it's not a lot to look at from the outside, just a rocket and some smoke and a little launch pad here just to make the area around it blend in more. But yeah, all the outside really needs to do is go, hey, here's a shop that sells rockets, and this one does, so goal achieved there. The part that really matters is the inside, which I have some interesting plans for. Some plans that involve me doing that thing that you're never supposed to do, which is redstone on camera. So I'm gonna see how that goes. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 here. So this would be the barrel that the customers put their diamonds in, and what I want it to do is I want whenever anybody pays here, I want there to be a chance of them receiving either a free rocket, which is exciting in itself, or some of their diamonds back, so that way people will really want to come here, because as you can see, the competition here for giant rocket shops is just really, really stiff. So we want to spice things up a bit. So here, if we take a comparator signal out from here, then it will detect when they put diamonds in there, and then we want that signal to do two different things actually. I'm gonna just put that torch back so we can see what we're doing. So yes, redstone is helpful for doing redstone. Yeah, so then if we go like, no, not like that, and then put a dispenser up here, then that means that whenever anything goes in that barrel, the signal from the comparator will go up, and just, you know how this works. Then the dispenser, the funny thing about that is that it just sort of picks one of these slots to dispense out of, so I can have a 1 in 9 chance of getting a diamond. I brought 4 to test, and then an 8 in 9 chance of getting a rocket. But the other thing we also want that signal to do, and I forget what's under here, so I feel like I'm about to fall in a hole. But that signal, if I remember correctly, we also want it to wrap around down here, which is where I'm going to put a hopper so that it actually collects the diamonds that they put into my own sort of profit chest. It just makes everything a little neater, and it means that this system can work multiple times. So like, otherwise they would just put one person would come along and put 1 diamond in there, and then the system would dispense whatever they got, and then it would just sort of lock up and be permanently on it. It wouldn't work for the next person, and we don't want that. So I'm not fully doing this all on camera, so to speak. I did design it in a creative world, so hopefully that should make the process a little bit less rough for right here. But if it does go bad, bear with me. Okay, so then that should take this signal down here. Here's the tricky angle, and nope, going to have to go 1 back for this. Just tearing out the floor I just put in. Oh well, not too hard to put back. Okay, so then, and another tricky angle. So then, why do I feel like this is 1 lower than it should be? I don't think it is. Okay, no, yes, this is perfect, because then if there's a torch there, it'll power that block, which will lock the hopper. Yes, yes, good, this should work perfectly. Assuming I don't get killed. Is it too early to sleep yet? Let's find out. Oh good, it's not. I am wearing an embarrassing combination of armor right now. Okay. Alright, so let's load it up with some rockets. I don't have 9 as of now, and I'm just putting 4 diamonds into this thing right now because I don't actually have any gunpowder yet, so, you know, nobody's really going to be rushing to buy. So actually I'll take 1 out to test. So I'm a customer, a happy customer of Shadeswift Incorporated. There! Free rocket! Amazing. So then all that was left to do is just fill in the floor and fill in a little bit more detail on my diamond collection system below, which I did, as well as put in these chests, which is where all the rockets will be as soon as I have more than this. I'm just going to put a few in each chest for now, just to show everybody that that's what's going to be there eventually, because, you know, the giant rocket in the middle of the district isn't going to give people enough of a clue. And then, aside from that, I'll be just putting a wall here soon, and then also a second level. I'm going to start maybe selling some TNT up there to just help with profits. But yeah, that's about it for now. It's about all I've got. Thanks for stopping by, and see you next time.